Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Fieldmagic Webinar. My name is Vicky and I'll be hosting today's webinar. Today's session will run for approximately 45 minutes with time for questions at the end. Questions can be submitted at any time in the question box on the webinar's control panel. In this webinar, we'll introduce you to the platform by the CTO and founder, Glenn Richmond, and then a deep dive into the product with Customer Success Manager, Trevor Carlson. This will be then followed by a Q&A with Glenn, Trevor, and Reckon's Jason Hollis. I'll now hand you over to Glenn.
Great, and thanks very much for the introduction there, Vicky. So thank you everyone for coming along to the webinar. As Vicky's indicated, we'll be giving you a bit of an introduction to the platform, and Trevor will be doing a bit of a live demonstration of the cloud platform and the mobile app, and some of the basic use cases that we have within the platform. My name's Glenn Richmond. As Vicky said, I'm the CTO and founder of Fieldmagic, and we've got Trevor who'll be doing that demo. Okay, a bit of a overview of what Fieldmagic is. So it's a modern cloud-based job management and asset inspection platform. So designed from the ground up to be really user-friendly, really performant and massively scalable, and focused on job management and asset inspection for different trades. Okay. It's ideal for organisations that do installation work and recurring job inspections around assets. So even for someone that just does call-out work, it's also a very good fit. And we have a version of the product that is designed for that sort of business as well. Okay. We have our desktop environment, which is designed for office users or power users running that might be doing everything from quoting to following up on inquiries to communicating with customers and scheduling jobs. And then we have a really simple but powerful mobile app designed for the field technicians to use in the field. Okay, that app is both on Android and iOS. So regardless of what device you have, it will work on that platform. So this is what the product actually looks like, and you'll see a live demo of this in a bit. You can see we've got the desktop environment there and the mobile app showing a number of tasks there. Okay. So in terms of the industries that we typically work with, it's really ideal for anyone running a field service team. Okay, but what we have found is that we're particularly strong in these industries. Fire safety for one, that's really where we came from, is that asset inspection and compliance piece within the fire safety industry. So that's why we're really strong in that asset inspection piece. Construction industry for managing projects, time, materials, compliance around safety, things like that. HVAC and air conditioning. Of course, there's a lot of job management and asset management there. Plumbing, maintenance, electrical. We have some great use cases in pest control, and of course, security as well. Security has, again, a lot of regular recurring maintenance work of things like alarms and so on as well. Okay. The platform itself has a number of key areas within the platform. We've designed it to be really simple, but it is still very feature rich. At its core, we have the management of our customers. So right down to tracking all of your customers, contacts and sites, but also tracking all of your communications against those customers. We have automatic integration with email. So if you send an email out of the system, the customer replies, we automatically capture that communication in the platform. Okay. Of course, being a job management system, we have call out job scheduling. So if you have a break fix job where you need to, someone calls up, I need someone to come out and have a look at this. Of course, we have that job creation and of course the associated scheduling of the technician for the job. We have scheduled maintenance planning, so what we call our recurring jobs, okay, where you are contracted to a customer or a site to regularly go out and inspect either perform a general inspection or inspect a series of assets. What we often see is in organisations that are managing the maintenance of assets, they want to be able to schedule that work, perform the inspections, and then see a full history of all of the inspections and also repair work that's been done on those assets, and that's what we do within that. With our asset management, we have full integration with barcodes and QR codes, so nice, easy way to identify the assets. And of course, we have time and materials tracking, quoting, and real-time integration or near real-time integration with Reckon hosted today, and Reckon 1 is coming in the very near future. Okay, so key benefits for your customers or for you as a customer. Okay, so of course you see a 360-degree view of your customer. So all the communications, all the quotes, all the jobs, all of the different aspects of your relationship with that customer, right down to the invoicing and so on. The same goes for the suppliers, because of course, being a job management system, we do allow you to create your purchase orders and supplier invoices against your suppliers and even against the individual jobs. Okay. We allow you to improve the efficiency with your scheduling. So we have things like optimization around routes for the technicians. If they have 10 jobs on a given day, they can optimize to make sure they're able to use the most efficient routes. We allow collaboration between the office and field staff. So often that's a challenging aspect there. And of course, we streamline the capture of your time and materials, okay, and your resource usage for your jobs, right through to the invoicing workflow, and then again into Reckon again, okay. So what we're going to be covering today is a really simple aspect of this workflow. So Trevor's going to create and schedule a job. He's going to show you the mobile app where the technician receives that job. He's going to be able to log the time and materials used on that job. And he's going to be able to generate an invoice, and depending on if he's got the Reckon connection up, he will be able to show how that integrates with Reckon as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Okay, so what I might do now is hand this over to Trevor to actually give a live demonstration of the platform.
Great, thanks Glenn. Thanks for the great introduction. So let me just be able to share my screen. Okay, just confirming that everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Perfect, great. Thank you again, Glenn, for that introduction. And thank you everyone for joining the webinar today. As Glenn mentioned, we're really happy to be working with Reckon and presenting our Fieldmagic solution today. Great, so what I'll be doing today is showing you how we create a job in Fieldmagic, how we schedule that job to our field technician, all the way through to how we track time on that job in the field, and then how we finally send that to Reckon for invoicing. Now, on my screen, when you first log into Fieldmagic, you're presented with a list of all of your different jobs in Fieldmagic, which for ease of reference are all color-coded, so you can easily see the status of the jobs that you're looking at. We've also got on the left-hand side of our main menu bar, which contains all of our key modules for tracking our customers, different site locations where work is done, our contacts, all of our different opportunities and quotes, and of course our jobs as well. Now, we also are very strong in tracking of assets that get serviced, and we've also got a complete asset management workflow as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is simulate taking a job over a phone call from somebody that's looking to, for one of our staff to come out and fix a leaking tap. So in this case, it could be a really good example for taking a job as a plumber, for example. So all that we need to do is click the add button to raise our job card. This then pops up our job. I can quickly ask the customer, where are you calling from? So in this case, they're calling from St. Peter's Catholic Church. I can select one of my sites where they are currently located. So I'm going to select my 12 Cowshire Place sites in Belmont. Can scroll down and we're going to capture some information about what they're asking for. So they need us to fix a, let's go and say fix a leaking faucet. Okay, the job type of in Fieldmagic, we support two different types of jobs. We've got simple jobs, which are really basic jobs, really ideal for call-outs and for fixes. And we've also got our project jobs, which are our multi-phase, multi-stage jobs for more of the big project installs as well. Today, we're just going to be doing a simple job. We'll mark this as a billable job, and we're going to select time and materials for this job. So that's any time and materials that are used on that job will get billed and an invoice. We've also got fixed price jobs as well, which are just as the name suggests, just for a fixed price, and the ability to also build and create flexible invoices as well. Okay, so time and materials for that job. And that's all we need to create this job. I might go and give this job a high priority, and I'm going to click save, and that'll create my job for me. Okay, give that a few seconds. Okay, and let's go and have a look at my job that's been created. Okay, so in my jobs list, I've now got a job that's awaiting scheduling. I can select that job. And now a really nice thing that we have in Fieldmagic is a filter option as well. So if we want to just see the jobs that need to be scheduled, we can actually filter and say, show me all of the jobs that are awaiting scheduling. And we can see that list, and I can click into that job. Okay. We've got the status bar at the top of here that runs us through all of the different stages that our job goes through. And we can see on the right-hand side all of the related information about that job, including a task that needs to be scheduled, which is to fix the leaking faucet. Now, just to show you a few key different things where we can quickly see information about the job, we can see any materials that will be logged on that job from the mobile device, which I'll show you in a bit, and any time entries as well, and then the ability to invoice that job once it's completed. So let's go ahead and schedule this job to start with, and we'll just click our schedule tasks button over here. That takes us into our scheduling calendar. Okay, here we can see our staff availability for the day. We've also got a really nice week view and a 2-week view, so we can switch between different views and get a sense of how our week and the month is looking. Okay. On the left-hand side, we've got all of our different users, and we can see their different roles. And of course, on the right-hand side, we can see all of our different tasks as well. Okay. The calendar actually color codes the tasks as well, so we can see instantly tasks that are completed and tasks that are in progress. So what I'm going to do is I can see my job over here. I'm just going to drag it, and I'm going to schedule this job for, say, at that time. And we can see this little red line over here shows us the current time. So I can see that in relation to the different jobs that we're scheduling. Great, so now I've scheduled that to my technician. I'm now going to quickly share my mobile app so you can see my screen. And with the magic of technology, we'll soon see my mobile device on my screen. Okay, just confirming, Vicky, that you can see my mobile app as well now. Vicky, are you there? Yep, I think everyone can see that. Okay, great. So let's go and open our mobile app. So we've got Fieldmagic over here. We're going to open that up. and we can see all of our different tasks for today. Now, the mobile app is split into 3 different views. We've got today's tasks, we've got overdue tasks, tasks that we haven't been able to complete on time, and of course, we can also look into the future for any upcoming tasks that we're going to do as well. Now, here we've got our task for today, which is to fix a leaking faucet. So I'll click into that task and see a bit of information about this task. Okay, so what we can see here is that I think there is a chat. Oh, perfect. Okay, great. Thank you, Jason. Awesome, great. So everyone can see the screen. That's fantastic. So yeah, we've got the ability to navigate to my site address. So yeah, we can just click on our navigation and start our route to the location, which is going to ask you on the first time you use the app, which mobile mapping technology you want to use. In my case, I've set it to Google Maps, and we can start navigating to that job in the background. Okay, now once I start my navigation, I can also start my time tracking. So we've got the option here to start our time tracker. And we've got either a start-stop timer or the option to log time manually as well. In this case, we're going to use our start travel timer. And now you'll notice as soon as I click this start travel, you'll notice that the calendar, the color of this task in the calendar will actually go to a turquoise color. And that means that we're actually in transit as well. So if I hit start, that then will turn to a nice turquoise color. So anyone that's scheduling in the office can now instantly see that this guy or this lady, I should say, is traveling to their job. Okay. Now, once they get to the job, they just have to hit this button again, and that will transition to the job timer, and that will turn orange to let our schedulers in the office know that they're currently on the job as well. Now, we also have an ETA option as well. So if they are traveling to the job, there will also be an expected time of arrival that shows here as well, which I haven't been able to show you today, but we've also got an ETA available in Fieldmagic. Okay, so now that we're on the job, we can go back to our notes and see what the issue is. And now I'm on the job and I can see what the issue is, and I know that I'm going to need a part to fix this job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my add materials option, and I've got the option here of either searching my product catalog, where you've got your product catalog, or if there's something that I don't have in my van, I can simply log it as a once-off purchase. Now in this case, I've actually got the products I need, so I'm going to search my product catalog, and I'm going to use one of my products in my list. Okay, I can enter my notes. So I'm going to go and say used one fastener. Okay, and I'm going to maybe take an image of that as well. So I'm going to use my camera to take a nice image of that faucet. And of course, I don't have a faucet today, but I do have a laptop. So I'm going to put my details of the product that I've used on that. So I'm just going to say image of part used. Okay, and we're going to click save, and we've now successfully logged that material there as well. Okay, perfect, and we can go back into the task. Now I fixed the faucet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, job's done. Let's stop the job. That'll take me to my my summary screen that just summarizes what I've now done in my job. I can select one of my different billing categories for the travel time. So depending on the type of labor, you can set different types of billing categories to charge different rates for your time and allow your staff to also change those as well. Okay, we're going to mark this task as complete as well. And if there was an issue with the job, you can even flag it for review to let the office know that they need to pay special attention to that job. In this case, we've been able to fix the issue, so no need to flag that for review. And we'll just go and put some notes in there. Okay, so let's go and say job done. Okay, and let's just go and click save. Okay, that then takes you back to your home screen. And if I refresh that, you'll notice that that job disappears from my screen and I've only got the one job left for today. Now, back in the calendar, if I just refresh that, you'll notice that that task on the calendar will now go to green, just letting me know that that job has now successfully been completed. Okay, so all good and green, which means that we're good to go and invoice the job. Now, as a scheduler, there's two ways I can then go and invoice that job. I can either click on the job from the calendar, which is a nice, easy way, or I can go to my jobs list and review my jobs. In this case, I'm just going to click on the job over here. It's going to open up a separate tab, and it's going to allow me to review that job that's been completed. So here we can see all the way down to the stage of awaiting invoicing. We can see that the task has been checked off. I can review the materials used on that job. Yep, I can see one's there. I can even preview the material that was used on that job. So I've just got some evidence of the material that was used. Okay, and I can close that. I can see the time entries that were logged by my different staff members. And now we're ready now to go and invoice that job. So to invoice the job and send it to Reckon, we just need to click the Create Invoice button. That pops up our nice Create Invoice screen. It pre-populates all of the data, so completely removes the double entry, so you don't have to grab a job card. You've got all of the detail instantly available to you. I can see my time entries and my actual hours, and I've got my billable hours. So if I wanted to copy the actual hours to the billable hours, I can just click that. That will copy the actual hours. Or if we spent too much time, we might actually just go and change that to a lower time. For example, if the technician might have spent too long on site, for example. Okay. We can also scroll down and we can see the line items and the material that was used on that job. And all of these materials are tagging the right departments, the right account codes and tax codes that were originally imported from your Reckon account. So all of your labor and all of your materials will always get tagged to the right accounts in Reckon. So you're assured that your data comes across in a very clean way as well. Okay. So yeah, what I'll need to do is just click save and job done. Now it'll give me a confirmation message to say, customer invoice for time and materials has been generated. Would you like to mark this job as complete? Yes, sir. And the job is now marked as complete. So I've got my invoice created against the job. I can click into that invoice to review that invoice. I can also preview the invoice and see a copy of that invoice in Fieldmagic, which has our own kind of template there as well. Now, if you are wanting to send the invoice, you can either send it from Fieldmagic or in most cases, you can send that invoice that's been synced to Reckon as well. Now, to see the fact that it's been synced to Reckon, there's a system tab over here. And you can see by clicking that system tab that you've got the accounting ID, which is the record of the invoice that's been created in Reckon. Now, the amount for this invoice is $292.60. Let's go and have a look in Reckon to see a copy of this invoice. So clicking into Reckon, we'll go into our customer center where we can search for our customers. And I'm going to search for my active customer, St. Peter's Catholic Church. So go and search for St. Peter. Let's make sure I've actually got that as St. Peter. Okay, somehow that did not, might be in the wrong accounting system there, unfortunately. But this that invoice should have come across into your transactions there with a copy of that specific invoice there. Okay, so let's just go and quickly search that. Okay, filter by date today. Okay, just when you expect it to happen, left-hand list. Jason is saying left-hand list. Scroll down. Let's try that again.
It must be the wrong reckon account, Trevor.
Yep, it must be the wrong reckon account. Yep, that's okay. Look, it looks like we've connected the wrong reckon account. So yep, so that should normally go into reckon as expected, and sync across in real time there. So might not spend too much time on this because I don't think I've got the correct account set up. But yep, so that'll kind of show the invoice as expected in reckon, and that's synchronized in almost real time there as well. So apologies for not being able to show you that invoice, but guaranteed it absolutely works, and we're happy to show you that if anyone needs to schedule a session with us as well. Okay, so might just hand it over back for some questions, and I guess hand it back to you, Vicky.
Thanks, Trevor. We just got a couple of questions. The first one is, can all the products be interfaced with Reese, my major supplier?
So I can.
Okay,
yep,
you go back.
Yep. So if I understand correctly, Vicky, you've got a major supplier, Reese. They have a series of products, and presumably they make that product list available to the customers. So we allow you to import those product lists as what's called a CSV file, which is basically an Excel file. So if you wanted to load in Reese's product list, you absolutely could using our import wizard or our API.
Okay, thank you. And the next question, can you link your product catalog to your preferred supplier, i.e. Reese, for example? Does your invoice template replace the reckon one?
Yes, so I'll answer the first question. So yes, we actually allow you to specify the preferred supplier in the item. This is actually something, and there's a feature that we're probably about 2 days from releasing, where we actually, when you quote for a job and you use a series of parts, when you convert that quote to a job, we allow you to, it's like a quick create that will create purchase orders for all of your suppliers based on the parts quoted, based on that preferred supplier. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Next question, just wondering if Fieldmagic has some kind of built-in compliance forms for plumbers and electricians, etc., that can be attached to invoices.
Yes, yeah. So this is actually something we're really strong in. We call them checklists, but basically we allow you to have either job checklists, or more commonly it's we find that customers are using asset checklists. And so what that allows you to do is to define a series of compliance questions that you need to use to to actually perform against each asset. And what you can actually do is set the system up so that when you are inspecting, for example, a fire safety box or something like that, it will bring up the correct compliance checklist based on that particular asset type and the associated periods, because obviously you typically need to do different levels of compliance at different inspection periods. You do a different level of compliance at a monthly inspection versus a 6-monthly or an annual. So all of that is really, it's designed for that type of process. We just couldn't show it today in the shortened format of a webinar.
Thank you. And next question, is the job initially generated from Reckon or Fieldmagic? If you need to order parts for the job, can you create a PO from Reckon, or is this done from Fieldmagic?
Yep. So Fieldmagic in both cases. So you create the job in Fieldmagic, and you can also create the purchase order in Fieldmagic as well against your job. So you can see all of that in one place. You can then convert a purchase order into one or more supplier invoices or bills, and those synchronize into Reckon at that point, which will then decrement the stock and so on.
Thank you. And is the technician able to add a work order or a job on the app?
Yes, they are. So they can, they can't quote on the app, but they can absolutely create a new task or a whole new job.
Thank you. And is there then a list of these compliance inspections that the customer can access online history?
Well, so we have the full history against the assets. So you can generate what's called an asset report, which is like a PDF report you can provide to the customer, which has all of the inspection and any break fix history. I think what might be being asked there is whether we have a portal. The answer is not in this new version yet, but it is coming later in the year where customers can log in and see all of the compliance history within that portal. So it's within a few months.
Thank you. And can you attach photos of the job, i.e. if something was broken, take a before and after photo?
Yes, absolutely. So that's just built in and standard, either with, you can either use checklists for that, or we just have a standard ability to attach photos to any job. By the way, what Trevor has actually brought up there is the annual asset report, which is showing all of the history of the inspections for a given set of assets at a particular site. So this is an annual report that we generate based on all of the asset inspection history. So often with compliance, you might inspect an asset 12 times throughout the year with different levels of compliance. You typically need to generate a compliance report at the end of the year. That's what Trevor's showing you there.
Thank you. And that seems to be, oh, one more question. How many mobile phones can be linked to Fieldmagic?
As many as you like. So we've tested it with tens of thousands. So yeah, really as many as you like.
Okay, and does the customer section from Fieldmagic mirror the customer records in Reckon?
It does. So we when we connect to Reckon, we actually import a whole number of things. So we import customers, contacts, and sites being the addresses, and we also import your charts of accounts, your tax codes, and your products. And then whenever a customer record is updated in Fieldmagic, we also synchronize that data back into Reckon so that your two systems are going to remain in sync.
Thank you. And what is the cost and variables?
Yep, so we have a number of different plans. Okay, so within the pricing. So if you're looking, if you're a sole trader, you can use the basic job management piece for free. Okay, obviously limited feature set, but that is available. So if you'd like that, just reach out to us. We also have 3 different plans. So starter, advanced, and enterprise. Okay, and it's based on a per user per month. Okay, so we have we charge differently for the desktop users, so the power users versus the mobile app users. So the desktop users start at $29 US per month per user, and the mobile app users are $9 per user per month, or starting at that price. I should say that all desktop licenses include mobile access as well. If you've got someone that is on the desktop and on the mobile app, you know, they can. You only have to get the desktop license for that.
Thank you. Another question. What if we quote a service job in Reckon? How does this get converted to a job in Fieldmagic?
So we generally recommend that you quote your jobs in Fieldmagic, because the flow into the job is extremely streamlined, and the quoting in Fieldmagic is quite strong. There's you can have you know, for example, company profile documents that automatically get attached to the quote and so on. So we don't actually integrate with Reckon at a quote level, simply because most of our customers are quoting out of Fieldmagic and then flowing through to the job from the quote in Fieldmagic.
Thank you. That seems to be the end of the questions. If anyone has
Perfect.
any more, oh, sorry, just one more come through.
Almost.
Does Fieldmagic have a recurring inspection reminder?
It does, yeah. So we have the concept of recurring jobs. So Trevor's just about to show you a recurring job against a site. So you can see that there. Against that recurring job, you can specify all details about the job that's created, along with any inspection checklists that need to be completed as part of that job as well. And we also have recurring invoices to go along with that.
And do you provide training for office and plumbers?
Yes, absolutely. Look, if you have any questions about that, we just reach out to us. We provide free ticketed support, but then if you'd like either on-site or web training, we do that as well. And depending on your requirement, we'd either quote for that, or you know, if it's only a little bit of training, we might just do it. So you know, depending on what the requirements are, we can provide information on that.
Thank you. And can other users of Reckon see the activity from the service department, even if they don't have Fieldmagic access, or do they only see the final invoice?
They would only see the final invoice. So they would see, if it was a time and materials invoice, for example, they would see all the details that are on the invoice. But they would need a Fieldmagic license in order to access that history. Okay,
and can you let me know how to access it, please, like via Reckon website or otherwise?
Yep, so what you want to do is just go to www.fieldmagic.co. You can actually sign up for a free trial yourself. You don't even have to talk to us if you don't want, but we are happy to you know, have a more detailed discussion for each individual business. So just click on sign up, and that will give you a free 30-day trial. So you don't have to, if you want to use your Google account or Microsoft account or anything else to streamline the process, you can do that as well. And we don't ask for a credit card until you feel you're ready to actually sign up. So there's no obligation in doing that actual trial sign up.
Thank you. And have you ever dealt with pest control and the compliance complexity required with termite inspection?
Yes. I can't really speak to specifics, because I know we've got a large client in that space, and we wouldn't want to. I don't think they'd want us to kind of speak out of turn there. Me personally, I don't have specific knowledge of the termite piece, but we'd be happy to. I understand there's a series of standard inspection forms that much of the industry works off, that have been developed. But happy to have an individual discussion on any organisations that are that are looking at that, and we can look at your specific use case and show you how that might work in Fieldmagic Cloud.
And how do you integrate staff time when you have many staff members on site?
You can either, so when you schedule a task, if you want to schedule the individual people that are going to be on site, you can split a task and assign it to multiple individuals. So that's certainly something that can be done. Or if you prefer to just assign it, for example, to the team leader, the individuals that are on site can search for the job by job number and allocate time even if they haven't specifically been assigned the task. So there's a couple of different options there.
And can you schedule jobs over several stages?
So what we generally recommend that you do, because we have a single job can have many tasks. So what we typically do is you would schedule a task, and a task might be over multiple days. But then what you can do is you can split that task into 8-hour blocks and schedule it on different days. So the answer is yes. It's probably just about the specifics of how you'd want to handle it. Yeah.
And is Fieldmagic Australian or American? Why is it in US dollars?
It's in US dollars just because we have a lot of US customers, but it is Australian. If you'd prefer us to provide Australian pricing, we can do that. Just have a chat with us individually about that, and we can. Our system can do it. Just if you prefer that, just come and have a chat with us.
Okay, and I just have another question related to the original question. How do you integrate staff time when you have many staff members on site? They've also asked, can this then relate to wages?
Yeah, so that's a request we get sometimes. We don't specifically tie in with payroll at the moment. That may change over time because it's a request we've had a handful of times now. So the answer is today, no, but I wouldn't say no forever. So, yeah.
Thank you. And that does seem to be the end of the questions.
Awesome.
So thank you so much, Glenn and Trevor. Is there anything you want to end off with?
No, just look, thank you everyone for your time today. And look, we're always here if you'd like to have any detailed discussions about your individual businesses.
Thanks, guys. And today's webinar was recorded. If you would like a copy, please email us at training@reckon.com. Thank you and have a lovely evening.
Thanks, guys.